Welcome to Outlaw Edge Blade Works. I'm doing a quick video because I've had a lot of people ask about what certain tools were in the shop or in my garage. And one of the things when you're doing sheet metal work, you want to wear gloves that have the grippy material. And I don't know if you can see these, but they're like little dots, and they grip onto the metal really good. So you can hold on to it when you're using the English wheel, the plenishing hammer, or doing stump work like I'm doing right now. And I'm not going to hammer on this because I don't want people's ears to hurt or it being too loud in the video and I have to cut it and take it off and whatever. But I'm trying to show you guys kind of how to use this is a beating stump, or a shrinking stump is what it's called. And the paint on here is just I paint most of my tools that color. I mean, I put them on there just so I know they're mine. That way if I leave it in my buddy's shop, you know, I'll remember it's mine or whatever. But this is just some automotive or thin sheet metal that I have. And this is the hammer that they sell at Harbor Freight. And these are awesome if you're gonna get into doing any kind of, if you're gonna do any kind of metalworking skills or fabrication or anything like that, these are highly recommended. And that's for shrinking. You have a big one and a small one if you want real aggressive shrinks or tucks, and then you have the bigger one, which will kind of smooth it out. And what I did is I took this old log, and I've had this for a long time, but you take a log and you take a chainsaw or something and you sand out the center or cut it out right here, and you have a deep spot here, and it comes up to a smaller spot on this side. And what that's for is you can get a real aggressive tuck shrink here, or you can kind of smooth it out with the bigger side right here. And if you have a piece of metal that you're trying to form a motorcycle gas tank, or a fender for a car, or a reveal on a hood of a car or something like that, this is a good way to do it. And I'm gonna do a couple of these, but I'm not gonna keep doing it because, like I said, it's so loud. And anyways, you take and put your piece of sheet metal into that edge of that stump, and then you go ahead and shrink it. And the way you do that is find the deepest spot on the log and take your smaller point on your hammer and that's not a true shrink, but I'm showing you what happens, and you can see that metal starts working its way. You can start forming it just real quick like that. And I was showing Michael from back in NAM a minute ago that, you know, you can make a bowl or something if you wanted to out of a piece of metal, and you can take a piece of metal and bend it this way and bend it this way, and it's really hard to do without having a shrinking stump or an English wheel or a plenishing hammer to do that, you know, any metal working tools. But this is a very old school method. They used to do this back in the old days. You know, this is how they used to do coach works, cars. They build fenders and hoods and doors and whatever, and build the whole car bodies on a stump. And this is how it all started right here. And then what you want to do is, once you start taking that piece of metal and beating it up and start getting your shape, and you start walking around shrinking it, and then your metal starts taking its form, and then as you get your form that you want, you put it in your English wheel or your plenishing hammer, and you form it the rest of the way and smooth it out and make it like glass smooth. Or you can take a slapper hammer and a dolly underneath and slap this until it's with a slapper hammer until it's nice and smooth where you want it. And you can build like a... Anyways, so my camera battery died, and kind of pissed me off, but I was trying to explain. So after you get the metal all starting to shape the way you want it and whatever, you go ahead and throw it on the plenishing hammer to go ahead and shape it a little bit more, or you can throw it on the English wheel and smooth it out as best you can and get the shape that you want to achieve. But there's other hammers that they make that you can use to do this metal shaping like that. And as far as this stump, this was like an old school method. A lost art method, yeah, that they use in the old country. And when they did this, it was awesome because they'd form you know, the sheet metal and everything for the cars and a lot of the planes and whatever. And but anyways, enough of the rambling. I appreciate you guys watching me and taking the time to check out the video and whatever. Give me a thumbs up if you like it. Hit the subscribe button, and have a good night.